folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. It is a nice fall day today. It's almost 70 degrees, I think, and it's going to be the last nice day for a long time. We got in our garden today and covered up some of the fall crops because there's a hard freeze coming, and I think they'll survive without that, but that'll give them a little bit of leg up going on into the winter. So get some of that lettuce and spinach and things, so let it get growing a little better. So today what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to do the weight test on all my hives and take notes and determine which ones need sugar. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get behind each one, I'm going to grab it and just lift it, and I can tell by the feel of it if it's heavy enough or not, meaning it's got a lot of honey in there that they can survive, eat on through the winter and keep themselves warm. So it takes food for them to flex their bee muscles and create heat and keep the hive warm. So if they go through all their honey and coming out in the spring when you have some cold days and they don't have anything to eat and there's nothing to forage on, they'll do what's called a cold starvation, and you'll find all your bees with their heads stuck in the cells and their butts sticking out, and the queen will be in the middle of a little ball of dead bees and they're all dead. So that's called cold starvation. So that's what we're going to try to prevent today by feeling these hives and seeing how heavy they are. The single deeps probably will need some sugar on them, but the double deeps are the ones we're interested in and checking. So if I find it's light to my touch, what I'll do is I build these shims that have hardware cloth on the bottom that the bees can go through. I put newspaper on the bottom of that and I fill that with granulated sugar. I mix the sugar with just a little bit of water so it packs like a snowball, and it's about a 2.5 inch shim that I pack that sugar in there on top of the newspaper, and I'll set that on top of the hive and they'll eat on that through the winter just like it's honey. So I have some demonstration videos of that if you go back into some of my playlists and older videos. I know I did one last year, but today we're just going to weigh these. So when I grab it, I'm feeling for about, I don't know, it feels like, so you're only lifting half of the hive because the other half is on the pedestal. So it feels to me like it's about 45 or 50 pounds I'm lifting. Anything that feels like it's about 20, 25, 30, those are the ones that are going to need sugar. So let's get started. I almost forgot. So we're also going to put on the entrance reducers, and some of the hives don't have their bottom board on there from the screen bottom board. Quite a few of them do. I put them on when I treated for Varroa about a month ago. And I treated my Varroa a little earlier than I normally do, but I went ahead and left those in there. Looks like I've got 5 out there that don't have this in there. So we'll put these in and the entrance reducers. Okay, let the workout begin. So this is how I do it. So I just kind of get everything out of the way first. So what I'll do is I'll get one arm underneath it on the opposite side of this support. So my left hand's around here, and I'll put my shoulder in it and push up right here and just kind of try to get the feel of how much it weighs. So that felt like I'm lifting about 45, 50 pounds. So this hive is very heavy. This sucker is good to go. And this one feels exactly the same. So these two hives are set. So that's what we feel for, and I'll take notes and I'll time lapse me doing all this, and when we're done I'll show you what I've written down on my little notepad here. So, FYI, bees do not care for you wiggling their hive around. When I walked down in here earlier, I didn't have any suit on or nothing. Bees were just flying all around me, minding their own business. And I thought maybe I'll do this without my veil or my suit. And no, I better not, right? So there's bees buzzing all around me now. They're ticked off because I've been wiggling their hives. So I have to say, I like what I'm seeing or feeling. Majority of them are good to go. So so far, got a few more down there to check, plus these 3. They are pretty much across the board feeling really good. This one, so this is Hive 17. If you remember, I did some videos on this Hive 17. So it was made a double deep not that long ago when I put some honey in the top. So it's not very heavy. See, I can lift it with one hand, 2 fingers. So we're going to put sugar on this one. Let's go get those far ones there on the north and we'll be done. A lot of hives are doing orientation flights right now, I noticed. Check this out. I don't know what kind of beetle that is, but it's caught a bee. Just one bee, it won't hurt. Where was I? I was about to do the huge swarm. So when I did some inspections earlier and I came by, or when I took my honey supers off, I wanted to check this Hive 27 huge swarm for weight because there's a bunch of bees in here. And I took off about a half a super full of honey that they had put up here. And I thought, boy, all those bees are going to need a lot to eat. So I felt it, and this hive is medium heavy, and it's not heavy enough to support the population. So I'm really concerned about it. It needs about probably half the bees that are in there. So this hive was a swarm that I captured, and it was so big I put it in 2 deeps. That's how big that swarm was. And it made 2 full supers of honey in the spring, plus these boxes were basically empty. I put 4, I think, empty comb in the one frame and an empty box with blank frames, and they drew all that out and filled that up and filled up the bottom and the 2 honey supers. That's how strong this hive was this year. But now it's medium heavy, so they are at risk in the late winter, early spring of starving out. This hive's empty. It's just sitting here. Okay, let's go up here and I'll show you what I wrote down. Okay, I just use a little handheld notebook so I can record every hive condition in a small place. I don't have to flip pages like in my big notebook where I'll have like a medical chart for a hive that talks about it throughout the whole year and everything that's going on with the queen, what color she is, what I see, and all that stuff. So this is just a quick way to go through your hives and check them for weight. So this is my 2019 weight check. So I numbered all my hives and I just went through and I got a little system here. It's very complicated. So number 1 is a nuke, so it don't count. I know I'm gonna have to do something with that. 2's not there. 3 is heavy. Heavy is good. 4 heavy, 5's a nuke. 6 is medium, so we need to check on that. And 7's good. 8, 9. I put an asterisk by 9 because if you remember the first of the year, I had a hive that was just dang near dead coming out of winter. It was a ball of nasty stinking maggots and stuff, and there was hardly any bees in it, and the queen was still there. And I nursed that hive along, and it actually produced 4 nice frames of honey this fall, and it's heavy now. So that hive is good. Resilient queen to make it through all of that. So go check that video out. It's like, can I save this disgusting stinky hive or something like that. 10 good. 11 was light, and I noted here I need to check it because I looked down and didn't see bees coming and going out of it. So, but it's kind of cool out and it's getting late in the evening, so but we need to make sure there's bees in there. But it was very light, which concerns me. All these are good. 16, 15 is medium heavy, so we might put some sugar on it. 16 good. 17, that's the one I said that's going to need some work, and we brought that up from a pretty weak hive throughout the year. It had to requeen itself. It was a swarm queen that got lost on mating, and they made a supersedure queen, and it took them a while to get going. So that's the impact it'll have on a beehive. So if you just have one beehive, don't be disappointed if you didn't get any honey any given year, because things happen. So all these are good. 21's gone. 23 is medium to heavy. 24's gone. 25 is medium. We need to check on it. 26 medium to heavy. And 27 is, I just was talking about the huge swarm. I'm going to put sugar on that just because of their massive population. Okay, that's how I do it. It's nothing scientific. You just grab your hive and lift it. So to kind of calibrate you, you know, when you go to Walmart and you're buying your bunch of bags of sugar and everyone thinks you're a bootlegger, when you grab that back of that hive and lift it, it should feel like 2 of those big bags of sugar, like you're lifting 50 pounds. That's what that ought to feel like, close to it. And I'm in central Oklahoma, so that's plenty of weight for us. If you're way up north, you're probably going to need more honey than that. So it's different for all regions. Down south where Dirt Rooster are, Mr. Red, you know, they have flow pretty much the whole year around on different stuff blooming. But so they got it easy, those guys. Yeah, they need to move up north and see what real beekeeping's like. So anyway, that's the end of this video. If you have any questions, put them down below, and I'll be sure and get back to you. I try and answer and comment on most of the folks that comment. And we'll catch you on the next video. Y'all take care.